And now a Fox News alert. The House overwhelmingly voting overnight to approve an economic relief package to curb the impact of the coronavirus.
Our next guest is one of just 40 Republicans who opposed the bill. Texas Congressman Lance Gooden joins us now. Congressman, thank you very much for being here this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It was a vote late last night. You were one of the 40 no votes. Explain what the bill does and why you didn't support it.
Well, first of all, there's a lot of good in this bill. I'm told we're now speaking live on camera just 5 hours after the vote happened. The bill was put out about 45 minutes to an hour before that. And there's not one member of that chamber that voted yes or no last night that saw what they were voting on and actually had time to study it. Perhaps Nancy Pelosi did, because she was the only one that has been working on it for 2 days. There is increased funding. There's increased testing. These are all wonderful things. This wasn't a very comfortable no vote for me. But I can't in good conscience vote for something I haven't read, that has not been debated. We talked about it, I believe, for 15 minutes. It required a 2/3 vote to go around the normal debating process. But the Senate's already left town, and yes, this is a priority. Yes, this is an emergency. Yes, this is something we should have done. However, the Senate's not taking this up for several more days. So why did we need to do it at 1 o'clock in the morning if this is absolutely such a great bill? You're asking me to comment on a bill that, I'll be honest with you, I haven't been able to read all of it. I slept for about 3 hours before I came on this show, and members didn't know what they were voting on, and there was a lot of frustration and disappointment in the process.
So, Congressman, there is certainly a sense of urgency.
Sure.
The concern amongst conservatives is that Democrats might use it as an opportunity to push spending bills they've long wanted that aren't related to coronavirus. Is that part of your concern also?
That is, and you know, I'm hearing things from my colleagues. They're saying things, yeah, but these are especially horrific times. The process is something that perhaps we should overlook. That may be all well and good, but for the last 48 hours, Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin have been the only ones working on this bill. I can't in good faith vote for something just because Nancy says it's okay and the president has agreed with her. I respect both people. I'm a big supporter of President Trump, but I made a promise to my constituents that I would make a decision based on the facts, and I was voting yes or no based on what Nancy Pelosi was telling me, and that's not acceptable to me.
Well, thank you, Congressman, and we really do appreciate you explaining to people why someone might potentially vote no for such an important bill. But
it's not something I feel good about. It was a difficult no. A lot of times there are bad bills. It's easy to vote no. It's easy to explain, you know, this is a bad bill because of X, Y, Z. There are measures in this bill that Republicans are uncomfortable with, but it's very difficult for me to sleep well after voting one way or another on a bill that I haven't read.
No, absolutely, and we do understand that. But I do want to get to one more thing while we have you. Something that I've seen on your social media and that's near and dear to me, that you're saying over 100,000 college students have been sent home this semester because of fears of the coronavirus. My son actually is flying home from school today. And what are you calling on the universities to do?
I'm calling on the universities to do a pro rata refund of this room and board. Not a total refund, but for the remaining portion of the semester. And there's a good chunk of time left between now and the end of the semester. Students that have paid up on their room and board, they should be getting that money back. There are a lot of students, not like your son, who don't have parents who could probably pay for a plane ticket home or for travel home. And they need that money now. It's much more important that these students get that money back than it is for universities to say, well, we can't afford to, or it's already baked into the budget.
Congressman, very briefly, what are you hearing from schools? Is this going to happen?
I think we may get there. They don't like it, and I think they'll probably say, well, we're in a crisis time. We'll get there when we can, or try to work out a deal. But it's the right thing to do. It should be done.
Well, thank you for this. We do appreciate it.
Lance Gooden, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.